Hey guys, welcome back to the SpitFyre podcast. My name is Bee Yelo. We have a brand new episode for you guys today, and are you guys excited?
I'm super excited.
Very excited. And again, this is Zai, your resident secondary Aries.
Hola, it's Akii, your favorite Sagittarius.
And it is Robbiey, your residing Leo. Today's topic is relationships.
Relationships.
Well,
Very,
The season.
expansive topic. Chose it because I think we all need love, deserve love, and want love, but sometimes it can be very tricky to navigate that aspect
that's
in
real.
the community.
Very much so.
There's a lot of individualism and not a lot of community.
Also very
So,
true.
Yeah.
But now we're going to ask, what are y'all's dating life going like
Mine,
these days?
mine is like a bop it. The bop it game.
Not bop it.
You know how you gotta keep,
Twist it.
you gotta do
Yeah.
everything.
Oh,
That's been my dating life the past 3 months. It's like a game, I guess.
Heard.
Bop it.
I've honestly just been coasting. I mean, entertaining little things here and there, but for the most part, like I think we touched on that last podcast, I haven't really been single in ever. So it's just been kind of a new experience for me. I've been kind of fleshing out.
That's real. Mine has been interesting as of late. It's actually because normally everybody knows I just be at home. I stay at home. I like to be by myself. I don't want to be bothered. But recently, it has had a bit of a boom in it. So yeah, shockingly.
Love that.
Mine has been, I've been in my intentionally single era
Period.
and walking into being more open to dating this year.
Let's dig into
Okay.
that. Why intentional?
Wasn't expecting that question.
Intentional. I needed that. I needed that
Brave.
that break. I needed that time to really reflect on me, evolve, me, change, me.
So do you feel like you can't do that when you're in a relationship?
Not in the manner in which I need to. And you need to
Okay.
enter into a relationship, in my opinion, not whole, because nobody's going to be whole. Not fully healed, like come to me healed. You're not going to be fully healed because it's a constant journey. But
Really? Okay.
yeah, just like sitting there, not coming into a relationship, thinking about what happened in the last one, what happened in the last few, what happened, with those things. I feel like you need to really sit with yourself and understand and also take accountability. Not saying that it can't always be your fault, but like take accountability to what you should have not done, what you should have done, with things like that. So that's why I think being intentionally single for a while is good. Maybe necessary for me. Let's say
I was gonna
for
say, is
me,
that more of
my
a you
dating
thing?
experience.
Okay.
I always do that. So that's just what I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually like when you said about like sort of taking accountability and not meaning like, because I feel like oftentimes we like, okay, we have to take accountability for our part, and we think about like sort of, okay, what did I do wrong in the relationship, and which is true, take accountability for that. But I also think like sort of take accountability for sort of like, I guess with me, what did I allow to happen that I knew I should not have allowed to happen?
That
Like
part.
why, what was the red flag that I saw that was just bleeping red, and I was just like, okay, and did nothing about it. So it's like knowing, sort of taking accountability of that.
Touching on red flags though, I feel like when I think of a red flag, I think of like a traffic light. Like I feel like signs change. So maybe that red flag, that's a red flag in retrospect at the beginning or middle, or even the end wasn't a red flag. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's kind of hard to learn from that. Because like for me, maybe something worked for me for let's say 3 months, and then that 4th month, I'm like, dang, this really annoys me. But did I enable it for those 3.5 months?
Did it really work for you though?
But we changed, so I feel like maybe it did work for me. But maybe
Did you
I
change,
just
or were you inconveniencing yourself to allow them to sort of continue to do what they were doing?
Or as well, another point to add in is like, had you done the necessary interpersonal work to maybe really flesh out what was your thing? That's
hold up. This ain't about me. I was just. I feel like we in therapy.
Well,
But just on a more broad sense, I feel like sometimes, maybe because we don't do the interpersonal work on ourselves, we don't always know really what we want, and we kind of figure that out as the relationship goes.
Very
And
true.
I think to a certain degree, this is why I kind of chimed in when you said like, you're never going to come to somebody healed. I kind of want that. I kind of want you to know what's going on, your icks, your like, I need all that to be kind of thing. I don't want you to be with me X amount of time and then figure out like, you know what? I actually hate the way that we communicate. Because 6 months down the line, I'm gonna be a little less lenient to switch that up. Because I'm like, why? What's the spin?
I feel like that's hard though.
That has to go into boundaries though.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but I feel like, again, I'm a big believer in like people, maybe it's just me. People change, things that you want change, things that you need change. Like I could have had a relationship where this person wanted to talk to me all the time, hold my hand all the time, be with me all the time. And maybe that worked for me at the time. And then now I'm in a new relationship where I'm just like, get away from me. Like, quit texting me, quit calling me. Like, you know, because you kind of like learn from things. And maybe it's like, well, dang, I was doing that to this person. So then maybe it's trauma. I don't know. But I feel like you do change as a person. Even like with your best friends, you can outgrow somebody, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm a big believer in outgrowing your relationships. That's why I feel like a lot of people feel stuck. Like, no, if it's time for you to move on, move on.
Not everybody can come with you to the next chapter, the next room. I'm a firm believer on that. And then, I mean, hell, I mean, just as we elevate, we're in a different realm. Like there's not, I think that as we continue to progress and grow and expand upon ourselves, with that expansion, some people are not prepared to do that same level of work.
Right.
And
That's real.
no fault of their own. It's just, it's not their time.
But there's room for everybody, but just not for you.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Oh.
No, true.
We weren't going there.
I just thought it was funny.
Well, yeah. But like when I said fully healed, it was more so, how do I say this? It was more so, I think that the human journey is a constant evolution.
for sure.
So you're never going to be fully at like 100% like
soon as
consciousness. Like
as soon as you think you're done, you're like, oh, wait,
boom,
here's another layer.
You have something to work on.
For sure.
Like that's what you always have to do. And I feel like in a partnership, a lot of the times people kind of want to have this, again, I said individualism. It's very much so individual vanity, surface level, in something for an aesthetic, in something for not the right reasons or for ego.
Big on aesthetic, because I feel like a lot of people, it doesn't really get deeper than what that person looks like, what they can bring to them. I don't think people really like the stance I have on relationships is that it's not as much becoming like a unit or one. I've always thought that was a little bit toxic to be like one flesh, one bone. Because I know, sorry to upset the Christians, but
Excuse me.
I feel like a relationship is two individuals choosing what brings them joy, them fulfillment, and choosing to go along those journeys together. Like you do what brings you joy, I bring what I joy, and then we go along the line. And again, if at any point along that journey we cease to be able to do that together, that's when we start to part ways.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of divorce. Like y'all rocking for 10, 15 years, and then suddenly, hey, I'm not feeling it.
Just 15 years.
I feel like that could bring up our first topic, but I don't want to steal it from you, Robbiey, but this is just an idea. So I feel like a good topic to start off would be what does a relationship mean to you? And then what do you look for in a relationship?
Ooh, that first was deep.
I look for space.
Oh my God.
That sounds toxic.
I look for space. And I know it sounds toxic, but like, I don't think people really understand when I say that. I am a hermit. I like to be alone. I like to be in my room. Don't bother me. And there are times when I do actually want to be around people, and I want to be around like whoever I'm dating. I want to be around you. I want to talk to you. I want to see you. However, there's levels to it. There's very much levels to it. Like, whew, I'm sorry. Like I already said,
I've been talking about it. Like,
only because like I feel like oftentimes people get in those relationships and then they immediately be like, boom, like on top of each other 24/7.
It's all they are. It's their identity.
Literally, and it's always like, I mean, Carisha said it best, my man, or my girl, like whatever the case may be. But it's like, do you have a hobby?
It's not healthy. You lose yourself.
Yeah, like
where's the individualism?
Yeah, because a lot of people will be like, oh, I absolutely hate when somebody said, well, I have to check with my man first. Or I have to check with my.
See, I feel like that kind of goes into the last episode, codependency. A lot of people, I feel like, get into these relationships when they're not, again, healed from a previous relationship. So I feel like they're trying to substitute something that they feel like they're not receiving either from themselves, from family, from friends in that relationship. They're looking for, I hate to say looking for validation, because what is validation? That's such like a subjective thing in general.
And it could be a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
Validation to their insecurities.
For sure. And then I feel like, just I'll even speak in a moment of transparency for what I deemed to be some of my codependent issues definitely stemmed from, I think, earlier trauma as far as like abandonment issues, parents not being there the way that I wanted them to be, or just, folk in general not really coming there to support me, be around me. So I kind of maybe put a little bit too much of that on my partners, expecting them to kind of fulfill that role. And that's not healthy to expect my partner to fill the role that should be fulfilled by my friends or by my family or by my job or by whatever I'm passionate about. They can't be all that. And then sometimes I feel that folk feel like their partner's not really all in to them just because they're not willing to get there. And that's not their job.
That's true.
They shouldn't have to have all that responsibility thrust upon them simply because you haven't done the work to, get a hobby,
A life.
a personality.
Paint a little, please.
Not again.
Please. But do something.
Oh.
Listen to music. Listen to music. Play video games. Like, do something.
Right.
But so I would say I look for space in a relationship. Space, but somebody who also understands me. And when I say understands me, knows because I used to say my communication used to be trash, but I got to the point where now I communicate when my communication is going to be trash. So I let them know hey, really not feeling people right now. I probably won't be talking much or whatever for about a week. Nothing against you. It's just me. I just need to recharge. And so those are the type of things I try to do, but I do feel as though I look for space and understanding.
So before you talk about what it means to you, I want to touch on what you just said. Wouldn't that be communication then? Because in order for someone to give you that space or to give you that time to step away from said relationship, wouldn't they have to know that? For you to just do that out of nowhere, that could...
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay.
I never do it. Yeah, I don't do it out of nowhere. I'll
Okay.
let them know. I'll let you know, hey, and I tell everybody this, I'm a bit weird. I like to be left alone. Please leave me alone.
So from the jump.
So from the jump, I'm we could be texting all day Monday, but if you don't hear something from me on Tuesday, I promise you it's nothing against you. I either was busy or I was just I'm tired of talking to people.
Nobody's heard from me today.
Yeah. Yeah. Even my mom would be like, why didn't I talk to you? And I'd be like, I'm sorry. So yeah.
Okay.
How do I feel? What do I look for in relationships? For me, I'm really big on self-sustainability, and I really I at this point, I really value softness and being kind with me and gentle. Nothing will make me just, I guess fall quicker or be more okay, I should take you seriously when you're very attentive to the small things about me or things that I just, let's say I'm just saying in passing that I'm just not the biggest fan of X, Y, and Z, and you go out of your way to avoid that type of situation. It wasn't even something I was bringing up. It was in passing conversation, and you just picked up those little tidbits. Instant panty dropper for me. That will immediately have me just kind of you on my radar. So I really value somebody that sees me and is able to really absorb. Because I feel like I'm very multifaceted. I wish I was as cut and dry as I would like to be, but I know there's a lot of layers and there's a lot that comes with me. So yeah, I recognize it's not a lot easy work, but it's something that I enjoy when somebody's willing to take it to task.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. It's the fact that you said when somebody's willing to take it to task. I'm the way you said it, I'm that's so funny.
Oh, what's
very
your
corporate?
Let's circle back.
Close. You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. So I feel like what a relationship means to me, I feel like it's definitely a partnership. I feel like it's definitely two people coming together and building something. I'm big on building. Maybe that's just me as a person, just part of my personality. But I feel like obviously from every relationship that I've had, I've learned. I've only had, well, not only, but I've had 3 serious relationships. My very first relationship wasn't until I was 21. I didn't have sex till I was 21. Before then, I was dating somebody in high school, which was a female, and we never kissed. I didn't even have my first kiss till I was 21. Fun fact. We didn't do anything.
That doesn't sound fun.
I mean, I didn't know any difference, so to me, it didn't bother me, if I'm honest. I didn't have my, I'm just different. I didn't have my first alcoholic beverage till I was 27, but I'm 23. 22.
It's in the 20s.
So my relationships, I feel like I've learned a lot from them, but I was in a very long one for a very long time, and I feel like that person was very complacent, and I feel like, so things that I need someone who is willing to continue to build. I need someone who can communicate, and I need consistency. I don't think that consistency is necessarily a negative thing or a toxic thing. I think I need consistency in the sense of, if you start something, follow through, and if you don't want to follow through, communicate that. But stopping communication and saying that you want to be with somebody is super toxic. And as you guys know, I've been dealing with that recently. And it's like, to me, that's just so weird. So I feel like for me, communication, consistency, and just building. And I think building, that just means not even on each other. That could be building on yourself. I don't want to be with anyone who is just done.
Content with just
that's just, to me, that's the most unattractive thing ever. Also, manners and respect. I grew up with 6 siblings, but with hell of respect and manners and just doing things because, not only because you should, but because you want to. And I think that's important too. And I don't mean like hold the door, open the door, pick up something if I drop it. I just mean like just be a decent person. And to me, that is so important. If I don't see that in somebody, it's not even about looks for me. I feel like if you don't have,
it is for me,
baby. It can't. I don't know. I feel like I've done that, and that just never works for me.
I've done ugly too. That don't work either.
No, I'm not saying ugly by any means at all. I don't think I can. I don't even talk to ugly if I'm completely honest.
Well,
but I'm just Robbiey. We'll go to Robbiey.
What do I look for? Oh,
he's finding it.
I'm gonna say men are so far off your radar at this point.
Let's see. Romance. I'm a lover boy. Anybody can tell you it's gonna have to be romance. Somebody who's kind, transparent, good at communication, a whole human being, who is not so damaged. And it's okay to like carry some things, but like just someone who is whole or working towards getting there, or constantly working on bettering themselves.
Okay, boom.
What's carrying too much though? What does that feel or look like?
Baby, see a therapist.
Yeah,
but I mean, how do you know? Like, I guess how do you
ask the right questions?
Okay.
Because, like, for instance, do you mind if I?
But then why ask then?
What do you mean? Why ask?
Like, if they might give you an answer that might make you unattractive.
So I can stop talking to them.
Boom. I don't want to find that out 3 doors down the line. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, like,
okay,
for me personally, I'm big on. I'm sorry that your ex-man did X, Y, and Z, and you have trust issues with relationships. I will not carry his burden.
Yeah, it's not up to, yeah.
You will not breathe down my back. You're not getting my location. You're not doing all these things on me just because, like, he was doing weird stuff. Like, base it off of what I bring to the table. And that kind of honestly leads us into our next topic, were you finished with your point? How do you guys feel as far in relationship, as far as sharing locations?
I already know where you're going. That is weird.
So I will say, I was never really big on sharing my location with anybody.
Never will.
But now I do have, like, my good friends have my location. That's my sister, my mom, cool. As far as a relationship, I don't mind you having my location.
What?
You're not gonna get it from jump. You're not gonna get it from jump. Like,
what's the point of that though? You guys have to educate me.
So like I see sharing my location like the same way I see with sharing with my friends and my mom. Like, so if like anything happens, I'm like, ain't nobody heard from Akii. Like, they can say like, well, it's saying he X, Y, and Z, or this is the last place he was saying, things like that. But like, I've had like people that I was talking to, and I'm about to do a throwback. Snapchat, fun time. Snapchat is a really fun time, I guess. And on Snapchat now, they have the Snap Map, and you can see where everybody's at. And I
mine has
remember
never been on.
someone told me, they was like, yeah, because I used to always see you on High Street. I'm like, dang, he go out all the time. And I was like, oh, like, well, but like, I would not mind sharing my location with my significant other, especially if as we become more serious, and it's more like, I don't have an issue with that. Having like access to my phone and all of that and my passwords, that's what I'm getting like, because like
really, when do you need it?
What do you need? I don't want yours, because my mom always said, you go look for something, you gonna find it, and I don't want to find nothing. So I feel like I don't have time to cheat or do anything. That's too many lies you got to keep up with. I'm not even, so yeah. But I will say, sharing, like, I just don't feel comfortable with that, especially because like I have a lot of inside jokes with my friends, or like I have certain names like in my phone was like, these are like my friends and things like that, and I don't want people to get the wrong idea, or like, oh, who is this person? I'm like, that's my sister or something like that. Like, so yeah.
For me, I don't think it really goes into like even respect or being afraid of things. I feel like when it comes to sharing location, sharing passwords, that to me is just so weird and so toxic. How do you even bring up that conversation? Hey, babe, let me get your
It's very easy. I was
like,
very easy.
I think it's key sometimes. It's like, I'm just gonna share my location. Me too.
How trauma for you will turn you off. If somebody ever, like, I don't care, we could be talking for 6 months. I'm blocking, like, I'm running. That to me is controlling. That to me is a red flag. I don't give a.
It's not like they demand it.
CK. You can ask if you can have $1,000 from me, and I would still tell you no. Like. And then that's a whole, well, why can't I get it? And then then they make you feel guilty. Then they gaslight you.
But what if they just left it alone? Like, you were just like, hey, can we share locations? And you're like, I don't feel comfortable. They're like, okay. And left it at that.
But then I'm like, but why would you want my location? Why do you don't want my password to my iPad, my MacBook, that's weird.
That is.
That is, yeah.
But that's like opening up that whole can of worms. Like, I know somebody who's like, oh yeah, boundaries. But boundaries is a word, correct. And boundaries is something that you can have with somebody. But when you were picking and choosing your boundaries, and okay, you can have my location, but I'm not telling you who I'm with or when I'm going, but you can look on your phone and see where I am at all times, but I'm not going to tell you where I'm, like, that's.
Let me, because I mean,
that's where transparency came in for me.
Boom.
Listen,
I said that.
I still have my ex's, we still share each other's location, because
I've never shared mine.
Worst case scenario, like, all the love I still have for that man, if something were to go wrong, I need to be able to show up if he needed me. I mean, like, hell,
that's what the police are for.
Well, how the police gonna get to him until nobody know where they at?
That same phone that they track it.
And also for me, it's
friends.
a convenience thing too. So let's say I'm about to like FaceTime you, and then I look down and see like, oh, they're at work, or oh, they're doing X, Y, and Z.
I don't even check the location. I just know it's on. I never check.
Oh yeah, for me, I'll be like, if I'm about to like, let's say I'm about to hit up one of y'all or something, thinking like, oh, they're probably off today too. Let's say it's a holiday, but like, turns out y'all don't get Black History Month. Wait, that's not a holiday, is it? We don't. Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King. Let's say y'all didn't get Martin Luther King Day off, and I see somebody at X, Y, and Z corporate building. I'm like, okay, well, probably don't FaceTime them right now. As far as a relationship, I really am okay with like answering questions, because for me, I'm like, I'm not doing it. If they're asking where are you at or who are you with, I'm like, I'm in Union. I'm with my girls. That should, at that point, that's the end of the conversation. I've answered your question. Okay, we're good. Again, as long as they're not trying to project on me and being like, you've been out with your friends every weekend, and it's a little funny that every single time, every Saturday you're out, and that's when it gets into the toxic part. But that goes back to, that's a you problem, babes. You have a problem. I'm quite literally playing footsie with these two. Like, it's nothing more, nothing less. Like,
so that to me, again, that's, I don't know. I hear you guys, but I couldn't. Like they say, you can never make me hate this man. You can never make me turn my location or check somebody else's location. Even when people send me their location, like, cancel.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Dead ass.
Cause like one of the things I'll do, because like everybody know, like, my apartment complex is confusing and nobody can find where I'm at. So I just send my location. I send that location. I share it for an hour, but that's it. Just so like you can find where you're at. So you don't even do that?
Hell, even just 5 minutes ago when we were waiting on Akii and everybody's like, "Had anyone heard from Akii?" I just looked at the man's location like he on the way and just left it alone. Like,
Real.
why bother?
When it comes to phones and passwords and stuff like that, I don't care if you have things or like, you know, when you put the code in your phone, like do, you can have that one, but I don't
Everybody
really
knows
care.
yours now. Sorry, you did it, and it was on camera last time. I meant to tell you that. My bad.
I don't care.
Because when they gonna get near my phone?
Exactly.
But I don't care. I know I've never gone through a man's phone that's gonna always have
Same.
you shaking and crying in the corner.
I would never go through somebody's phone.
Ever. You're gonna be like,
Well, I went through somebody's phone, but they left it for me to use for music from my store. So does that count? Because like technically they gave it to me to use for music.
Yeah, but
You went through it.
They told you to go to Spotify or Tidal. They did not tell you to go to my messages.
oh, let's slide through here. Oh, you got
What's
this
in this
app. Let's
hidden?
go this.
Well, if you're wondering where I found that video, that's where I found it. Your phone.
Oh. Well, that is crazy. That is shocking. You see, and that
I
is
was
actually-
shocked. I was shocked.
I think in any relationship though, in regards to what you share and what you don't, privacy is very important. Even
Yes.
as like
Yes.
one of the most toxic statements I hear from especially married couples or people that have been together, like there's no privacy within your relationship. Yuck. Yuck. Because
for me.
there's conversations that I have with my friends, with my parents, with my family that I don't necessarily have to share with my partner. Like,
real.
I have different relationships with different people for different things. Like, not everything involves you. That's unhealthy to think that it does. Like, you should not want to involve yourself with every aspect of your person's life. Let them have something.
Have you guys ever been on a phone plan with an ex?
No.
There's a reason for I'm asking this.
And I'm still paying for it now.
Oh, I'm on a phone playing with my mama.
Whoa.
So
Still.
how do you guys feel
Stole my
about
phone
this?
back.
So people, and this is so common these days. I feel like people play house way too soon.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
People
Yeah.
will meet someone and
Always
a month or a
have.
week later, or a week or a month later, I'm moving in with so-and-so to save on bills, or I'm getting on so-and-so's
Get a
plan.
roommate.
Like that to me is so crazy. And then you get on these phone plans with these people,
That would
and then
happen.
you're afraid to talk to somebody else because they might be checking, even if you break up, whatever, they might be checking who you're texting or who is this? It's my friend. Oh, you never texted them before. Were they my friends for 4 years ago? Now we just start talking again. Like, I feel like that goes into privacy.
B, what have you gone through?
No, these are not for me. I promise you.
You can
but
check people's messages who on the same phone plan with you.
You can check the numbers. You can't necessarily see the messages.
okay.
well, that's what you can now. So that's why.
Like if you're like the parent on the line, and
or
like
even
a-
just what do you call it when you're in
the bill
charge?
payer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like you can check what people are saying,
Well,
when they said it, where they were when they said it.
Yeah,
And that
I
to
did
me,
know.
like, again, I'm big on privacy and I'm big on individuality. I don't care to share. Sounds a little toxic. I don't care to share anything with anyone. Like, my business is my business. My money is my money. If we're doing things together, let's do it together. But like, in terms of you getting on my plan or me getting on your plan and me feeling uncomfortable, and I feel like a lot of people stay together because of stuff like that. Oh, well, we're sharing this, or we're gonna work on it because we live together, or we have a dog together, or, you know.
I honestly have always handled relationships and things like that. It may be a little sterile. It could just be being a little cautious. I handle it like the celebrities do. Like,
I thought you say slaves. Oh my god.
I'm screaming.
well, they not during Black History. But yeah, I like when they do like, okay, yeah, we're getting married, but there will be a prenup. Not, I don't have enough for anything for a prenup, but
Period.
just more so the fact of like,
That
I
music
have-
is expensive.
had written down contracts with people I like, people I love, people that I've dealt with, where it's like, hey, if things were to go wrong, like, this is how it goes. For those very reasons, like, because you're not gonna cut my phone off if we break up, or you want to leave me or something like that. No, because I'm not above taking a loved one to court. Y'all know I love an attorney. I love to sue. It's my favorite pastime. So for me, I feel like you can take the healthy precautions to avoid those situations, like don't have the apartment in only one person's name so that they can kick you out. Both of you need to be on there. Or
That's even tricky though too, because then it's like, oh well, we're both on it, so I have to stay. Because if I leave and they don't pay, then it's on me too.
Well,
Like, just don't do
life
it.
happens. It comes at you fast.
yeah.
No, that's so. I couldn't do it.
Do you care about sharing finances? I know you still have my own
What do you
money.
mean share?
Like, I believe in
People put their bank accounts together and not be
Stupid.
married.
Stupid.
Stupid when you do it.
When I used to work
married.
at PNC, even with married is even worse because I would tell you how many people got their accounts wiped.
Mhm.
That's terrifying.
And there was nothing I can do about it. I'm just like, you're both on the account.
It's a Lifetime movie network. Literally every single time.
But I'm okay with sharing a singular account for mutual things. Like if we live together, that's the rent account, that's the bill account. Like we can do that.
That's what Cash App and Apple Pay is for.
Both direct deposits go in there? No.
Yeah, I'll send somebody money, to put towards something, but I don't even want to be on a checking account with somebody. I don't even want to be on just anything because maybe I'm flighty though. Maybe that could be why.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a flighty person.
Absolutely.
So when I'm done, I'm done, and I want to be able to just break away. I don't want to have to sit there and think, oh, I can't because of this. Well, let me work on it. You know how many friends I have that are stuck in situations because they share a bill or a dog or a house?
But what do you think the root of that is?
Yeah.
Me being flighty?
Yeah, just why you're just like, heaven forbid, I just want to be able to leave if I can leave.
Because I've seen people who are stuck for no reason. Like you hate this person. You
that's
quite literally hate this person, and you are so miserable and unhappy, but you are stuck not because you love them. You want to love them. Maybe you do love them, but you're not in love with them. But you're staying for the simple fact that you're on their phone plan, you share a room, and this leads me to the next thing. Getting an apartment with 2 bedrooms is so not smart.
That is
What?
very smart.
Hold on,
And that's what we're going to do.
And
First of all,
I'm going to tell you why.
Two bedrooms with a partner or in
I'm
general?
going to tell you why.
I don't
2
wanna
bedrooms is so bad because
Why?
for your first apartment together, 2 bedrooms, because if you ever get upset, I'm going to the other bedroom.
I sure
That's
am.
exactly what it's for. That's healthy.
Honestly, we're going to have
Space
3
is nice.
bedrooms.
I don't
Hey.
think, but starting off a brand new relationship, like
Absolutely.
really?
I think that's
Yes.
unhealthy for me to have to I'm
I don't
upset
wanna
and I
share a
honestly
room.
need my space, but I got to still stare at you.
No, go to the living room. Take your time away. But
What's the difference between a living room and another bedroom?
I'm big on not taking breaks. So if you take a break from me, no, like if you're like, I need time, I need space, I need a break, then we can be done. We can break away.
Okay, so
They never
okay,
work.
so we going to have to hit on like boom, boom, boom. All right.
That's a lot. I'm
So,
sorry.
I feel like having like a 2 bed, like if you're with someone and y'all are in an apartment, y'all decide to move in together and you have 2 bedrooms. I think that's smart, but just because you be like, okay, I need a little bit of space right now because like you get on my nerves, that don't mean like you're on a break or that y'all like breaking up or
We can just
whatever.
break up.
That means like, you know what? I just need some space this week. Don't worry, I'm not out there. Child, I would do
Everybody's relationship's different.
but like I feel like if someone says like, hey, I just need like a break, I just need a little bit of space for a couple of days, I feel like that should not lead you to think like, oh, I'm gonna break up because
I'm breaking up.
I feel like I feel like there's like
ass.
levels to it. So I feel like it'll be different. Like, say y'all just get into a regular petty fight, and they're like, you know what? I don't feel like talking to you right now.
Yeah.
Cool. They gonna go in the other bedroom. They gonna sleep there for a couple of days, and then when they cool off,
this
they
couple
cool.
of days is where you're losing. me.
What's the time frame? Hours?
But
Yes.
Oh my
what?
God.
No,
You
that's
can't tell people how
toxic.
fast they have to
You're
process
leaving me for a
emotion.
couple of days. You might just move out.
Y'all are still in the same place.
I don't care.
That's toxic.
That's a bit toxic.
That is what's toxic.
Like you're putting
need to get over
no,
this
no.
now.
So you're gonna put me
You
on.
can't take a day.
You're gonna put me on punishment for a week because we got into a dispute.
It's not even putting you on punishment. Sometimes you guys just need to take
What
that
did your
time.
mom
Just
do?
for my example, like me personally, I process emotion very quickly. So for me, I can get over something in a couple hours or so. My previous partner, he would have to dissect it and like absorb it and like think of it this thing. That would take days for him, and it used to drive me up a wall. But that's how he processes it. It's not fair for me to force him to be like, hey, I'm over it now. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. He's
But-
not there yet.
So wait,
I'm
it's
that
not.
way.
It's not fair for you to say let's talk about it, but it's fair for him to say let's not talk about it.
No, what we're saying is you
Because
have
his wasn't like that we couldn't talk about it. It's just like,
He wasn't ready.
yeah, like give me a few days because he wanted to give me his.
Days.
But what if you're ready?
what is wrong? Well, then
I'm not
you're
going to
ready. You
become
stay ready.
unready in a few
See,
days.
y'all-
Like I can
y'all
wait.
stressing me out. And this is crazy because I'm the more emotional one out of all 4 of us. I'm super sensitive and like I need my people, I need my communication. And they talk about a couple days.
Yeah,
I didn't say
I
that.
need a couple
not
days.
me. Certainly not I.
I definitely need.
I'm not saying everything's going to take a couple of days, but
Not
let's say,
everything.
let's say it was just
Option.
a
It's
real
not even an
natty,
option for me.
nasty spit. Like it was just y'all had a real.
Like if we just had like
move to another topic, too.
if we just had like a verbal disagreement
Yes.
and we are living in the same space and it's like, you know what, we had this beef, we gonna talk about this tomorrow. Is that like that's a bad thing?
Tomorrow, no, but a couple of days.
If I say, you know what, like
Hi, I'm interested. Like I want to hear your perspective.
yeah,
a couple days, like
not everybody can process rapidly.
and also not
it's
everybody.
not even rapidly. That's just you.
Doing too much.
I'm sorry. That's
excessive.
But, like-
days is kind of. Do you even know how to process?
Yes, because the way I look at it is
Slow
it's
and steady
like
wins the
I
race.
have relationship things to deal with. I also have career things to deal with.
I
I
still gotta
have
go to work.
family things to deal with. Like I have
That's
a lot on my
365
mind.
day.
Exactly. So then I'm gonna have to take that time to process. Like if something happens at work, I need time to process. I'm like, you know what? I need a couple days where like, you know, maybe I'm not gonna be in the office or you know, whatever the case might be, just to be like, okay, I know you can't necessarily take that, but I'm pretty sure there have been times when you've worked with somebody that you did not like and you're like, I'm not talking to you today because you pissed me off yesterday, but I'll talk to you tomorrow. I don't think that's a bad thing.
At least if
Sister, I
it's
see
not
you.
happening often in a relationship, then
Yeah, no, not often.
okay.
Well,
Once every other month.
Once it happens once, it can happen again. That's how I feel about
Well,
it.
And that's okay if it does.
Yeah. One thing about me, I'm
Conflict is healthy.
gonna sleep in my own
What do
room
they say? For
regardless.
you, for you,
For you,
For
to you.
You.
But I'm gonna sleep in my own room regardless. Absolutely.
Hey, next
me
topic.
personally, I just like
Next
We're
I'm
not-
sleeping in my
that's
own
not-
room.
I like
regardless.
space.
You know,
I like
we can have
space.
sleep. But like, yeah, go to your
Put
room.
your leg on me.
The older I get, the more I'm like, I'd be okay with separate bedrooms and like you hang out in mine this day and like we hang out in yours this day. We can still cuddle, we can still do that. But like, I snore. Y'all heard me. Maybe you don't.
Ended.
Okay.
Like, hey,
And also get off. Like, okay, cuddling is cute. It's a fun time, but like, it do get hot. So it's like, get off me. And also go get in your own bed, cause like I want to stretch out and everything. Like,
and now you pushing me because I'm kicking you in the ribs. Like, okay.
like,
This is like trauma to me.
or your alarm is waking me up, and I'm not supposed to be up.
and you
go
sleeping
to-
through it.
Go to your
Get up.
room. Go to your room.
Mm.
So yeah.
What's another topic? Because we can agree to disagree on this topic.
Do y'all believe that?
Open relations.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
let's touch on that.
Yeah, I'm about
'Cause
to go
the
off again.
girls-
I'm about to go off again.
The girls
Well-
like to not just be with each other.
You want to talk about it?
Okay. Open relationships are healthy
I do think they're healthy. Yes.
They can
for
be.
some people
They
For
can
some
be.
that it
people.
works for.
Yes.
But I feel like a lot of people are in unknowing open relationships.
Or they know.
Well, that's not open.
They
That's
do know.
cheating if they have established a boundary. But not for me. But love the girls that it works for. Not for me.
Most instances I see with open relationships, and I'll be honest, there's always somebody that wanted it more than the other. I can count on my hands the number of times where like both parties were like, hey, we should do this. Usually somebody's getting along with the get along. And the other person was like, well, I just don't see myself just, you know, being locked down to just, or at least definitely like not sexually. Maybe I'll have an emotional connection with one person, but I don't think I could just be with, because there was a conversation that was had where I think somebody said, all relationships eventually are going to open up because you'll eventually get tired of having sex with just one person.
The hell?
Why is it gotta
Listen.
be only about sex though?
Or just, well, that's what they said.
I know, but
But
for
I'm
that
just
person,
even that, just like,
'Cause
you
the
trying to tell
girls
me like,
love
yeah, I
sex.
mean, yeah, there's only so
Well,
many
yeah.
positions you can do, but like you trying to tell
I
me you
miss it.
can't
The girls love sex. That's why.
develop
think-
new intimacy, like,
I think like so. I'm a very open-minded person, and I like to think that I could be open to like an open relationship. But then I also know that I would be like, for my birthday, you got me a card, but then for theirs, you
got
took them on a
threesome.
trip.
Oh,
Baby, I
Like,
would,
no,
I'm flipping this fucking thing.
yeah. So that's where I go. But like,
mhm.
yeah, I could be open to it if it's like actually healthy, it's actually open, and it's something we communicate about. I could potentially be open to it. But I do agree. I feel as though like a lot of people are in open relationships, but not by choice. Well, actually, it is by choice. They either was like, yes, let's do this, or yeah, let's do an open relationship, or B, they just had to accept the fact that their partner was going to continuously cheat, and they didn't want to leave them.
And if they wanted that partner, they either had to deal with the cheating or they had to deal with not having that person. I've heard that excuse as well.
Yeah, and I actually, because there was a lot of people at Kent. There was a lot of people at Kent that, yeah.
See, I feel like for me, I can never do it, and even dealing with people that have done it, not to out myself, but I feel like even then I've never had intercourse with someone who I knew was an open relationship or who one party was an open relationship. And to me, I feel like I could never do it because I can only imagine how that feels for the person who's not fully in.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like you can't be happy. There's no way that you're happy. Because if you are happy doing that, then why not just be single? Because to me, that's you're losing out on loyalty. You're losing out on commitment. And you're also losing out on.
Well, that's if it's unhealthy.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people.
They're
They're committed to their main person. They're just screwing other people.
There's no way, because when you think of relationship, there's so many boxes that you have to check, and one of those is having sex with that one person.
Like,
you want to be exclusive. That's where it starts at.
You're coming from a monogamy perspective. You have open, ethical, non-monogamy,
You also have polyamory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
You also have devil worshippers. Doesn't mean it's okay.
Whoa.
Doesn't mean that it's wrong either.
You know,
I guess
The Church of Satan has a few
we
things
all
to write about.
we all have opinions, but that's for me. If that's the case, I don't know. I could just never do it. I can never trust my partner. And there's so many STDs, STIs. Like, these people are here being reckless.
you can
For
be
those of you
monogamous
who don't
and get
know,
it.
Yeah.
PrEP does not protect everything. It's called
Doxy
PrEP.
Doxy
well, I'm glad you brought that up.
But I feel like people do these things and they think that, oh, I'm safe. No, you're not. Like, your partner, even people who think they're in monogamy relationships, you're not. You're people out here doing whatever they want to do.
Well, that kind of leads us to another
Well,
topic. I was going to say it's another topic.
Have you ever cheated? Have you got cheated
Yes.
on?
I have been cheated on. I have never cheated though.
Oh, I have.
I've been
can't
cheated
cheat.
on.
What's cheated?
He's cheated. I've cheated.
Cheated is a violation of a boundary that you two set.
Okay, so no, I've
it's-
never.
We're not flirting with anybody. We're not sending news. We're not fucking anybody. We're not and that's a violation of boundary. That's cheating to me.
So if the boundaries are never set, then it's not cheating.
No, it's still cheating.
That is a good point. That is a good point.
I feel like if you, at the end of the day, whatever you're doing, if you have to hide it from your partner, it's cheating.
Okay, yes, I agree. So no, I've never cheated, but I have been cheated on. I walked in on the cheating before.
That is crazy. I always wanted to do that.
I thought I was
won't even tell my
dreaming.
stories. That'll be another episode. Oh,
Yeah, it will be. But I thought I was dreaming when I walked in on this.
He
And
was
then
dreaming.
I shut the door, collected myself, opened the door again, and I thought to myself, do I jump into bed and fight, or will I be jumped?
what do you join in?
Definitely wasn't joining in. That's not my vibe.
Not to get just.
But so I said,
big one.
I was like, hey, can I talk to you real
They ain't
quick?
gonna beat me up.
What was that music video from? Brandy and Monica. I was like, can I talk to you real
Oh.
quick? You look real familiar.
I do.
I know
And they
it's
wouldn't
in
get
there.
out the bed, so I had to just take that L and wait outside.
Oh, I would have been. Oh,
No,
oh,
I'd have set the
and
house
that
on
and
fire
that's
around
where
me.
I would
don't be
have,
sorry,
that
I'm okay.
revenge. That revenge would have been.
See, and
Man,
that's
he
when I
literally said
should
he
have
don't
taken
have
revenge.
that, and I'm like,
Yeah,
baby.
but I
because
don't.
they'd have came out to no
No.
vehicles.
Because imagine them like.
But to me, I'm like, there must be something wrong with you, and you must have something going on for you to do what you're doing.
How do you know there wasn't anything wrong with you?
Because if there's something wrong with me, you could just leave me. You could break up with me. You could
They're
say
not
you're
gonna
done
do
with
that.
me.
They're not gonna do that.
They're not
Then
gonna
there's
do that.
something wrong with them, not me. At that
Well,
point, it's a
correct.
you thing,
Men.
not a me thing.
Men, they'll
I'm
cheat
s-
on you and stay with you.
Women will do the same thing.
Oh, absolutely.
My girlfriend cheated. Well, we weren't kissing or having sex. So
She said, well.
And it was high school.
she played with my Webos.
Webos?
Eggs.
Period.
That's all she would do. But and I played with her
Webos
her
means
pocket.
Oh,
Not her pocket.
Her pocket.
Her hot pocket?
hmm
I know that's
Oh.
right.
Nature's credit card.
I didn't go inside of it. I just touched the outside of it because I was like, I don't know what to do with this. So let me
Polly
just.
pocket?
I just started patting it.
I'm screaming.
It's
Wow.
gonna
But
be a
I'm sorry.
demonetized episode.
I'm just thinking.
I'm using good words.
I'm
PG-13
sorry.
words.
I'm just like visualizing that happening. And they're
We're
like,
sitting
"Can-"
next to each other.
And they're like, can you just
you
wait
gonna
outside?
join in or you gonna?
Oh, that.
Well, so
No,
like,
they played
either fighting
sleep. They played sleep. So I opened up the door.
so pour water.
No, listen. No. Listen. I opened the door.
Boiling.
I opened the door. They're both in TV. Or both in the bed watching the TV. Shut the door. Collect myself. Open the door. TV's off, and then they're just like sitting there, as if they were sleeping.
Not they did the dead Beatles. I was like,
So then I'm like, okay. Again, I was like, I
Andy's
don't.
coming.
Like I can fight. No, stop. I can fight, but I can't get jumped. Because if there's nobody there to help me from getting stomped, I can only come back and.
now
You got
cheated
the
on
upper
her.
hand. They laying
So-
down. If they laying down, you got the upper
you
hand.
should've-
Who knows?
You
That I
should've-
had a key, so who knows what they have waiting for me? You feel what I'm
Key
saying?
shake.
You should have stood in the room long enough for your eyes to adjust. Fighting in the dark is not.
No, it wasn't dark.
Oh, well.
It was like 10 a.m. in the morning.
I'm gonna tell you this:
and
me
didn't go
against
in
two
that
naked
shit?
people, I'm a win.
I don't even know if they were naked. They were under the cover.
And he's coming.
Oh my God. I'm
They
dead.
was under the cover in their outside clothes.
I don't know.
Maybe something was
I
wrong
couldn't
with them.
see.
Hey, but being cheated on will really alter your
Been single ever since, almost 4 years.
I know that my infidelity, again, I think I'm the only one that apparently was a terrible person at one point in their life. I definitely know that my infidelity damaged my partner for the worse, and his next partner has to do a lot of extra precautionary.
they have to be really transparent.
Very transparent, and then also just the fact that they have to, even though I said that I think it's unhealthy to put that burden onto your next partner has to understand sometimes the trauma that you do have and be more cognizant of it. While they don't necessarily have to make up for it, be aware that, you might have a person that's got a few cracks in them, and just be, again, that's where the being softer, being gentler with them gets. And that kind of, ties into like, what are some things that we feel are important for building a stronger relationship? And I think we already touched on that a little bit as far as like the transparency, the communication. I also think a big one is just healthy expectations. I think a lot of people are very idealistic about what a relationship is.
Yeah. Well, yes.
I hit dog or holler.
Them eyes traveled over here for a hot second.
I was looking at the light switch. Okay. I feel like some people can be idealistic in regards to. I honestly don't think you're idealistic. I think actually you're very realistic, like painfully so.
No, honestly, you be asking for the bare minimum.
Bare, like
Still
floor.
can't get it.
Speaking of asking for things, we did get only a few questions for like, suggestions,
Ooh.
like topics. So
Dilemma.
Hot
should
topic.
I jump
Yes.
into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm gonna pick the juiciest one first.
Ooh.
Okay.
So at least I think it's juicy. Says this guy that I just started dating slept with my best friend.
Oh.
Hey.
Neither of them know. What should I do? They have never dated or had feelings. They just hooked up.
Well.
When was this? Oh, see, they're not okay.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of like a nut is a nut. If it was just that, then I can move on.
Did they?
Did the
even
person that
do
he's talking to needs to tell him. They should have already told him.
Well, they don't know, like the person, they don't know that they're like best friends. They don't even know that yet.
Well, they didn't say that. That's
Wait,
what
hold
you're
on.
saying
They
is
should
right.
have already told him.
It just says this guy that I just started dating slept with my best friend. Neither of them know I know. What should I do? So I don't think
They
that the
know each
person.
other.
Oh.
So I
that's
think
why-
that the one person knows both of them, but the best friend doesn't know that that guy or girl is dating that guy or girl that they hooked up with. So
Is
I
this
think
prior
we're
to
in
them
the dark.
dating or while they were dating?
I'm assuming prior because it says
Oh, I don't give a damn what you did before me.
No.
I'm also kind of saying, like, I don't really care.
You
We all
need-
have a pass.
Okay, so if I'm talking to, just example, if I'm talking to Robbiey and I'm cool with you, and then I find out just through passing conversation that y'all had a little linky.
that's different though because they're dating. You would say if you and Robbiey are dating,
right?
Mm.
you and Robbiey are best friends. You're dating me. I hooked up with Robbiey, and Robbiey
Prior to us dating.
Yes, and neither of us told you. You wouldn't feel type of way about that.
Are y'all still like flirting? Is there like any
That
weird...
doesn't matter.
Oh, I wouldn't. I me personally, like honestly, as long as y'all aren't still on the BS, I wouldn't care.
I
Do
mean,
not have somebody in my face that you done messed around with. If I find, do not do that. Don't do that. For me, like one time I was at the bar. Dude I had messed with years ago was doing like weird stuff or giving eyes, something like
that's
that.
what I'm saying, like,
I
if
was
it's
just
the
like,
weird
oh,
stuff-
hey, this is boom, boom, boom. This is what happened, boom, boom, boom. But I don't even care if the dude was there or not doing weird stuff. Don't have me in nobody's face you done messed around with.
It's crazy.
I have another really good one.
Okay.
This one is I can relate to this one.
Oh.
My boyfriend moved back in with his ex. I
Jesus Lord.
These are horrible.
I tell myself I'm okay with it, but I'm not. What should I do?
Boyfriend.
Move back in and you're okay with it.
Boyfriend. They're actively boyfriend.
Yeah, and they move back in with their ex.
You're an idiot.
Then now I have two exes.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Not.
No, say
that's
it.
not a
Say
smart
it.
No,
decision.
say it
of-
with your chest. That's dumb.
No,
That's
someone
very
should say
dumb.
it's very
Are
like
you crazy?
Because how do you even have that help? My partner, they're not my partner anymore if they're living with their ex. Because why
Boyfriend.
aren't they living with me?
probably because
You can move in with me before you move in with an ex.
Move in with your mom.
What
you can
city?
find a
What city
roommate
did
on
they just move
Honestly,
to?
Facebook.
I would rather you be homeless.
What city did this move to? They didn't tell you?
They can move and they can find a roommate on Facebook. Like there's so many.
Craigslist.
Like another
Extended
friend.
stay.
Like there is something you can do, but
That's why you don't.
I quite
move
literally would
in
rather
or
you be in a
live
That
homeless
is-
shelter.
That's crazy.
that is insane.
home
That's
shelter.
crazy.
I'm dead.
That's honestly funny. I'm so
You
sorry.
want to sleep in my car?
My boyfriend
Yes.
moved back in with his ex.
All right.
Huh?
There's two more, but I'm gonna just say one more.
We can do two.
So this one is: how do you get to know somebody without catching feelings?
Oh, it's very
Don't catch
easy.
Very easy.
You have to. It's
No expectations.
yeah.
Literally.
Have that boundary with yourself. Like I'm just getting to know this. Just let it be that experience. Don't be.
Yeah,
I'm about to marry this person. Oh, we about to. Just have
Y'all
that
gotta
experience.
ground yourself. How do you have no
That is grounded.
No, how do you have? You're saying you just need to have no expectations. Isn't that an expectation to have no expectation?
I got to know
Don't
you.
put that much on it.
I got to know you as a person and realized that I wasn't going to have an attraction to you at any point. Like I went into it with no expectations.
No, I think that they mean they're like hanging out with someone to get to know them.
right.
You weren't. Oh, you're just hypothetically.
Hypothetically,
Oh, okay, okay,
but
okay.
that's how I approach all things.
No, I was
You want to explain it to me?
No,
I didn't want to tell you like
shocked.
this in front of
that's
God
not
and
what I was
everybody,
saying.
but,
Okay,
but
so
yeah,
I feel like
Well, yes. I do feel like though it's very. I get what you guys are saying, but it's like, did you meet on it? What did y'all meet like through an app or something? Because I don't
You
care what
know
nobody
gays
say.
love doing that one.
I'm sorry. I'll let y'all know in a heartbeat. I was on Tinder. I was on Hinge, and all of a sudden I said I'm looking for friends, and people did not believe me. And guess what? I found a couple.
But see,
Friends.
I think this person is looking for someone to date. I think this person is looking for someone to date. So they're like, I want to get to know this
Oh.
person to hang out, but I don't want to catch feelings. Maybe they meant too fast.
If they being too
Well, then,
fast,
I
then
don't know.
like
Don't be
slow down.
trepidatious.
yeah, be
If
an
you-
adult. Like just like I don't know. Like
I
I
say-
can put a damper on the butterflies.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I say do you. If you catch feelings, you catch feelings. If you don't, you don't. But at the end of the day, your feelings are your feelings. So if you get hurt in the process, that's on you.
Let them know that you're catching feelings. Because like if
Don't do
somebody
that.
were to-
No.
Don't do that.
No, yes.
Oh, I'm really starting to
Let
like,
them know you're.
I'm really starting to like you up. Good. Boo boo.
See, I say, but you need to protect yourself. I say guard yourself and don't tell them because let's say they don't
I
feel the
people
same.
don't read the room
Well, then
either.
that-
Like you
but the-
you should be able to know if somebody is.
But I feel
people,
Eventually.
people lead you on though.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'd be
They do.
oblivious. I'd be oblivious.
Even if you're brutally honest with people.
I just recently had a situation where we were going on a date and everything. And granted, the reason why I think we had kind of a mild chemistry, and then they were just like, we sorted things out afterwards, but they thought I was, well, I thought they were a top. They thought I was a top. They kind of let that limit their attraction to me because they were,
Mm-hmm.
I guess they figured like, what we gonna do with this if like, don't matter if I like you, if we both gonna be sword fighting. So,
Side.
you will never hear me promoting that agenda ever.
It's not an agenda.
It's not just, it doesn't exist. LGBTQI.
So basically, guys, relationships. Wait, we're all single, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
We're all single. Hopefully you got something good out of this episode. But don't move in. Well, this is gonna be my closing pieces. Don't move in with your boyfriend, girlfriend. Don't share your passwords. Don't give them your location.
In this economy.
Don't do anything that you wouldn't do with your best friend. I'm gonna say that. If you wouldn't do it with your best friend, don't do it with whoever you're dating because it ain't gonna work.
That don't help me because I give my best friends my location.
Right. So like,
I mean, in terms of like everything else though, like because your best friend's gonna be there when your partner isn't there. You're gonna break up with your best friend or your partner, not with your best friend. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, those friendship breakups hurt.
yeah, and also that's the thing. Never put your relationship in front of your friends. Like,
Don't do that.
that's crazy.
Weird.
Odd.
Yeah, relationships are fun. They're complicated. Make
Say
sure if
everything
you
is
are,
fun.
yeah, no, because it's a fun time. We're all living life. But if you are going to get into a relationship, if you are serious about a relationship, just make sure you are ready and make sure you go into it with the right intentions. Don't go into it with the intentions of, oh, we would just look good together, like the whole aesthetic thing. Because like if you don't have anything to actually build on, if there's no actual like mental, emotional connection, it's not worth it. So yeah,
I also want to do a part 2 to this, just because I feel like we didn't get to touch on a lot of lot of what we wanted to in regards to this. I feel there's so many layers to like relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Valentine's Day. I want you guys to be able to go into it with an open mind and closed legs.
It is very late in Atlanta.
But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, we are the SpitFyre podcast. My name is Bee Yelo. You can find me at Bee Yelo on all socials.
Zai at Zyangelou on Instagram.
Akii, you can find me at Akii.tbh on Instagram.
Robbiey, you can find me on It's Just Robbiey on Instagram.
And again, we are SpitFyre, and you can find us on everything at SpitFyre Podcast. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to let us know if you liked it in the comments.
Later, y'all.
Or give us 5 stars if you can. And that is it. Thank you so much. Until next time.